The power of one gesture. Have you ever wondered how a single moment, just one small act, can change someone's life forever, and maybe even your own? This is that story. The story of a young woman nobody noticed and an old man everybody had forgotten. Her name was Sarah Wilson. Sarah was 22, just another intern, lost inside a giant advertising firm in Chicago. She fetched coffee, made copies, sat quietly at her desk. Colleagues barely remembered her name. She was invisible, but Sarah had a secret, something no one in that building knew. Her little brother, Luke, had been born deaf. And while other teenagers spent their nights at parties, Sarah spent hers with books and videos, her hands aching from practice, learning sign language so her brother would never feel alone in a silent world. It was the one skill she was proud of, and the one she thought she'd never need in her career. Until that day, a rainy Tuesday. The lobby was crowded, phones ringing, heels clicking on marble floors. And then an old man walked in, elegant gray coat, careful steps, but his eyes lost. He tried speaking and people brushed past. The receptionist frowned, waved him aside. No one understood him, because he wasn't using words. He was using his hands, and no one cared enough to notice. No one, except Sarah. Her heart froze. She knew those gestures, the same desperate motions her brother made when strangers ignored him. And before she could stop herself, Sarah walked across the lobby. She raised her hands and signed. "Hello, my name is Sarah. Can I help you?" The man's face, it lit up like sunrise. "Thank God," he signed. "I thought no one here would understand. I'm looking for my son." Sarah asked gently, "What's his name?" He signed Robert Evans. Her breath caught. Evans, the last name etched in gold across the building's entrance. This was the father of Jonathan Evans, the CEO of the entire company. Sarah guided Robert to a chair. She called the CEO's assistant, but the answer came back cold. "Mr. Evans is busy. No meetings today." Sarah clenched her fists. Something inside her rebelled. She couldn't just let this man disappear, invisible in a world of sound. So she made a choice. She spent the afternoon with him. She walked him through the office, translating conversations, listening to his stories. He told her about his wife, who was also deaf, about raising a hearing son in a silent home, about pride and loneliness. And all the while, up on the mezzanine, hidden behind glass, someone was watching. Jonathan Evans. Hours later, Sarah was ready to say goodbye. Robert smiled sadly. He had given up on seeing his son. But then, a voice echoed through the lobby. "Wait, I need to speak with Miss Wilson." She turned. It was him, Jonathan Evans, the man everyone feared, the man no one interrupted. He walked straight to his father, and with trembling hands, he began to sign. Not perfectly, not fluently, but from the heart. "I'm sorry for not learning your language sooner." Robert's eyes filled with tears. He pulled his son into an embrace. Sarah felt her own vision blur. The lobby, silent. Everyone stopped to watch. And then Jonathan turned to Sarah. "You did something no one in this company has done in 10 years. You gave my father a voice. Now, I want you to give that gift to others." That day, the invisible intern became something greater. Sarah was appointed director of inclusion. She built programs. She taught classes. She gave the company a new heart. And months later, when the firm received a national award for accessibility, it was Sarah who walked across the stage. In the front row, Robert Evans clapped, his hands raised in the silent applause of the deaf. Beside him, Jonathan signed proudly, fluently, to his father. And Sarah, the girl no one noticed, had found her voice by helping others be heard. All of it because one day she dared to raise her hands and say, "Hello." Sometimes, the smallest gestures create the biggest change.